Hey folks, my first return guest today is going to be Mikael Kingsbury, the greatest mogul skier of all time. The man really needs no introduction. He's accomplished everything in the sport: 26 globes, 90 World Cup wins, Olympic gold medal. He has checked all the boxes in his career. It was really awesome to have him on the podcast again, be able to chat with him about this upcoming season and what's changed in his life and his new chapter being a father and having his baby Henrik on the road with him. We had a lot of fun chatting, and I really hope you folks enjoy this podcast. Thanks.
Mick, thank you so much for taking the time, man.
Thank you, Bobby.
Awesome to have you. First return guest. Awesome to have you back on. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I've been watching the show a lot at home. It's fun, like when I'm driving my car sometime with some of the people we had on, or watching I love those World Cup recap or the preseason stuff that you've been doing for a few years.
Really appreciate it. Yeah, now it's great to hear that, have you back on. And life's obviously changed since the last time we were on the podcast. I mean, you're a father now. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
And he's here in Ruka.
He's 3 months today, and we didn't know if I was gonna bring him to Ruka, but then he was born. Everything was fine. He's healthy, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna book the tickets for my girlfriend and Henrik. And I always dream of that, having my kids at the bottom of the course, and we were able to do it. Henrik traveled so well from Montreal to Finland, even though it's quite a journey.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty long, and it's been going well. Training has been going well, and I've been able to sleep quite some good hours. So he's helping me being a good TAD athlete.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So, I mean, just speaking to that, I mean, obviously bring him here, life has changed, you're at a different spot. Like, how much has it changed having seen here, and what kind of motivation is it now? Like, you have your baby here to be able to watch you at this first event, kick off the season, and I mean, it's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, it's a good test, I mean, with the training days we've had, but what I've noticed the most is usually when I come back from training, I go back to, the Ruka suites here, and my head is always, spinning, thinking about skiing. It's so convenient for training here in Ruka because you get the gym, the grocery, everything is super close. It's easy, but I find my head like always thinking about skiing because it's hard to get it off my head. And with him, being with me is as soon as I undo my ski boots when I come back from skiing, it's like I'm 100% focused on being a dad, and I love it because I'm able to be feel like I'm at home because I have my girlfriend here and the baby. And then when I go skiing, then the motivation, and it's like I've always been motivated, but I feel like I'm a tiny bit more focused, and I know I want to do well, and maybe I know I'm not gonna miss my kids or my girlfriend back home, so I know they're here. It's been awesome, even with going to the gym, I don't have to leave for a long time, and it's been amazing. I can't wait for the race.
So do you feel like that you're actually even a little bit more razor sharp kind of with the focus? Because as you say, like here, it can be so hard because you're so close to the hill and everything else. You're just like, I'm just going to go walk out and look at the course. I'm just going to go see.
Exactly.
It is hard to separate here.
Yeah. And I come back and sometimes, my girlfriend's giving me the baby and you have a diaper to change, and I love it, Yeah. I think on the skis, I'm just a bit more razor sharp. I mean, Henrik is, since, 3 months, is my top priority, and skiing always been my priority, and it's still high on my list.
Sure.
I still want, I'm not here just to come show up. I'm here to win, but I want to do it with the kid. And I feel it's just been so different. Like some stuff that used to piss me off about skiing or it's not important right now. Like I see my kid at 3 a.m. when I have to change the diaper, he's doing a smile. Like he's the reason why I live now. And skiing, I mean, I put my skis on and I'm just so happy. I feel more happy to be skiing since I have a kid.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just I feel so lucky to be doing what I'm doing and to be able to have my family here with me. I think it's just good for me because I show up for training. I feel less nervous, less pressure of, being in my shoes and always having to show up. And I still show up I feel like I'm more focused on my plan and what I need to feel to be ready. I think that happened because I'm a dad now, and I don't know why. It just feels different. Even at the gym when I work out, I feel like I know like what I want to do. It's less about the mogul skiing workout and everything. It's more like I do it for me now, and I love that feeling.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I mean, it kind of reminds me one of my huge idols, and I'm sure a bunch of people is like Roger Federer.
Oh yeah,
I was back and listening to Federer talk about that transition. Right, it's really unique to be the GOAT, right, and then now you have kid. The priorities change a little bit, but it brings you that extra joy, right, to skiing, just a different passion, and like your worst days, you still get to go home and change that diaper or whatever.
Exactly.
Now, like that's got to be super.
I know like a lot of people are saying that about animals. They don't care if you have a bad day. You arrive, they're happy to see you. But like I feel it's like that because it's been a few weeks now that it starts smiling, and really I feel at 3 months the kid knows who his dad is and his mom, and it's just awesome. Like I come back. Like I hadn't had a bad day, but like I had some, off the, timing's a bit off, and I didn't ski as much this summer as I did probably in the past. But it always helped me to take longer breaks. I feel like the bad habits go a bit away, and it's more natural stuff that I'm doing. But I love like the guys like Roger Federer, like some of my favorite athletes, even Djokovic, like. They have a family. They're able to do it. They have different budget to do it, though.
Right.
But I know I can do it, and making sure my family is happy with me on the road and comfy. And if they are happy, then I know I can. I can be still at the top.
Yeah. And so, coming in another season, year 16, right?
Yeah, year 16.
Year 16. I saw that photo you had up the other day of all the glows, which is insane.
Yeah.
So how is you said new year, same goals? I mean, what have the differences in being away and now you transition back this season? There's so many different events coming in, and then you cap off with World Championships. You physically and mentally, you seem like you're refreshed. You seem like you're in a great spot. Like you're really excited for those challenges and everything.
I'm super excited. Like mentally, I feel so good. Physically, no injuries. I feel good when I put my skis. And same goal. It means that I'm gonna fight for the crystal globe, the three of them, and at the World Championship. Obviously I've done super well lately at the World Championship. But 3 World Championship, winning the back-to-back, and that's what I meant with. New season, same goals. As I'm still going to shoot for, everything. I don't like to look at the big picture. I want to go one race at a time, and that's what helped me all my career. And my eyes are focused on Ruka, and I've been very good here. I have such good memories. My first podium is here.
Yep.
First time I got the yellow bit was here. I think I beat Edgar Opiero's record here. 50th win. I know it's just a round number in Hill. 100 start was here. First major injury was here in training.
Yeah.
And then I have my kid here. So I feel like there's so many special memories. And I just feel so good on that course, on the top of it. Or when I'm skiing, I feel like the pitch fits like my boots or whatever my brand should have. So I'm gonna, if I do well here, I think it can create some momentum towards the beginning of the season. And you have to be good at the first race, and it's worth it on the point as much as the last race. So the goal is to start strong and finish as strong as I can.
Then and I know you've touched on it like in the past, but do you really setting the tone here in Ruka? I mean, does it feed into the rest of the season? I mean, as you say, like 100 points at the beginning, 100 points at that last event, but do you feel that kind of momentum, and also like I feel like there's a carryover in the judges, like that kind of, I don't know, I feel like at least historically looking at it, like if you have a really good result here, you seem to kind of get slotted in to that top tier, and then throughout the rest of the season, the judges are kind of
But
you're on top of mind, right?
absolutely, you start the year with a low bid number or the yellow. So it's always, I mean, it's always great. Then you get to whatever next event in Sweden, and then you have the momentum. If you podium, then okay, this guy's been on the podium, and it's just good for, I feel, the head. I mean, I think I had 1 year in 2014 year where I missed the podium and finished ninth. But that was back when I thought it was like, oh, it's tougher to go back home for Christmas and then start over again. It's like a brand new year when you start over, and I just feel like you already put the dust out of your shoulder.
Yeah.
Like you get in the qualification on the next event and you feel super confident. And that's what I want to feel, and that's where you can start. Like, to win a globe, you have to create gaps, and
Yeah.
the earliest you can create gap, the better you can feel.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no days off, not no days off, but like when you compete, there's no like, okay, I don't feel that good today, I'm just gonna do what I think I can do. It's just, you always have to be, you know, on it, doing the best as you can, and you have to be in those super final. You have to go at least top 4 in duels. You have to fight. You know, nowadays with the guys being so consistent, you have to be always there, and it starts in Ruka.
Is that, speaking about that consistency, I mean, is that one thing that you're proud of? Because I would say, like, you kind of forced that in the sport.
Yeah.
Like, I would say some of that consistency was a little bit like, even if you look at Dale or Alex Bilder, those people would have runs, right? And they would have like some good consistency, but it wouldn't be like 6-7 wins in a row. I mean, just the sheer dominance. So to me, at least, you really forced everyone else to be that. I mean, you set the standard for consistency.
Yeah, and I think you see that, and nowadays I feel like the people are more consistent than when I started.
Sure.
This is how I won my first Crystal Globes. I might not have been the best overall, but I was always there. And every time it was a bit hard, or the people were, okay, we're all going to push. Then I was taking a little step back and being clean. I was making the super final, wherever position. The goal is just to go back again. I don't mind, like, good for you if you can go last. That's the best strategic position. You know, you can hear all the scores or whatever you like.
Sure.
You're the last guy to go.
Yeah.
But as long as you put yourself in the position to go again, you can win the event. So that's some of them. Sometimes I don't feel as consistent, but I know in my head, deep down, I'm going to get to the bottom. I'm going to fight the shit out of this course. I'm going to get to the bottom. And if I get to the bottom, I put myself in a position to be in the top 6. And then I'm very good at adapting from final 1 to super final.
Yeah.
And this is where I think I'm getting tough to beat, is I'm able to make the super quick adjustment to make sure I'm on the podium, but I'm fighting for the win. Even if sometimes my guys, I know they're going to be faster than me, or I'm going to manage and find a way at least to be on the podium.
Sure.
But that what I used to do, and now it's more like, okay, nowadays I get into super final and I got to capitalize, and I'm like, hey, fuck it, I go for the win. And if I make mistake on the podium, I'm not going to regret that I didn't go for the win, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And I feel like the other teams now are very good at working with their athletes, because I feel like everyone is more consistent. And I'm glad to be one of the guys that push the people to be more consistent throughout the career.
Now, talk about a little bit, like, how hard, or because it seems to come just natural to you to be able to have that adjustment from run to run and to be able to break down. Now, I remember, like, when we first met, you talked about, I think it was your first or second World Cup in Calgary.
Yeah.
And like, after you didn't have the result that you wanted, you went up top, ended up kind of watching everybody, kind of learning a lot from like Dale or Alex and kind of their tendencies and how they run a gate, watching the other competitors. And so how has that helped you be able to tinker from, because it seems like one run you can seemingly be like, all right, this is like 92%. I'm going to pull back to 90%. Or I skied that run in 23.2. I'm going to pull back to 23 flat, because that's what I need on the given run. And I feel like that you are by far the best in history of being able to just
just
find little. I mean, it's almost like an F1 driver or Federer, Nadal, I'm going to pull this forehand just a little bit less like RPMs on it, so I know it lands in the corner, and what somebody else might get 98%, but for me, I found the margin.
No, I think that's being intelligent. But what I love is like I can win the single and be a second down on Walter, example. Mm-hmm. But the next day I can beat him across the line by half a second. It's like I can play with my speed a lot, and to be consistent, you cannot be 100% all the time.
Sure.
I mean, some race, yes.
Yeah.
But most of the time to win a blow, and you see that with Ikuma, he's been way more consistent. That day it was one gear.
Right.
And I mean, he was able to finish top 3 in the world, but when I felt, I don't know if it's work he'd done with Yanni or whoever, but I feel like he's being a bit more intelligent with his team, like not his team, but his overall tactics. Like qualities, he doesn't push all out, just need to qualify. Final one, he's not, he's staying clean. He's doing like a full to 10 or sometimes double full to 10. Yep. He knows he's going to land them. He knows he's going to be in the whatever range of 80 something points. Yep. And then in the super final, I feel like I can do it. And then he pushed. So yeah, it makes it hard to beat. I don't know where I was going with that. I was thinking a lot about that, but yeah, it's just like, and it's the same. Sometimes I'm at the top of the course and I don't know. I feel like I need to push. Then I know I can be the fastest. And sometimes I'm at the top of the course and I hear like let's say last year in Adria, the judges were rewarding everyone when they were clean in super fight and final and super final. Then in super final, everyone goes all out. Mm-hmm. I'm the last guy to go. Like everyone is like Nick Page, and they've done great rounds, but many bubbles and all this water like
slowly had that quick section.
Yeah,
the bumps were
and like the score were like 70. I want to say 78, 79, and I just did a run of like about like 84 points, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go the same speed, just correct my landings, and I have the degree of difficulty. Like, it's not gonna be very hard to. Not hard to win, but like I just need to do that,
right? And be within yourself.
But if you're not listening, and you just hear people are fast and you're not listening to the score, then you might go and be like, I want to win, I go all out, So this is when I listen to a lot. Like obviously in Waterville this year, I saw the good runs. Like I was going right after Ikuma, so I hear his score is like 86, 87, I can't remember. I'm like, all right, this time I need to push just a little bit more, try to match his time, and then we're facing like who's gonna be the cleanest, and so that's how I played with it. Like last year here, I got like, I think I was second in qualies and second in final one, and I was like a point and a half behind Walter all the time, so. Decide to take the risk and go for the time, which I had the fastest time, but I made some mistakes. So, but I'm happy that I tried to win because I could have done the same run, and probably finished second or third again because he come out a great run, and Walter, I can't remember his run, but I think it was pretty good. It was second, so that's how I play with it. Sometimes I feel just very good, like places like Idre or in France last year, just do my run, and I know I was good at it. I mean. It's going to be 80 mid or I.
Sure. So. Yeah, you've seen enough time with the judges and been around the game. I guess talking to that a little bit, like how excited are you for this next Olympics just with duels being in, right?
Oh, it's
finally in Zone Globe and like on that, got to check that
I'm super excited. I mean, the Olympics in moguls have always been pretty special because I know a lot of, speed skaters, and it's just different their journey to the Olympics. Maybe not the journey, but once they're there, if you're a guy that does like 5 distance, like it's up one day, it's like I still got the 1,000 meter, the 1,500 meters. It's just like and it's not gonna be like that because mogul is just super special. It's like one round, one event. And then we have the duos, which. It's going to make a bit more sense. I think on TV it's going to be a big show.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just excited to see if we're going to keep the exact format that we're doing. I feel that sometimes it's fair and unfair. I've been doing very well going from blue to red all the time, but
Yeah.
I'm not like the biggest fan of that because I just feel sometimes there's one side that's a bit more, you have to
And then you just said
yeah.
Yeah.
But I still miss the qualies and whoever qualified better, just chorus. But obviously I want to be the first one to win the gold medal in duels.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I had no doubt that was coming next.
Yeah.
So I had a bunch of I had asked some kids like over the summer because I know we had different times we're planning on doing this. So they had some questions to ask you.
Perfect.
Okay. So let's see what we got here. What is your favorite is your favorite run still the Yanni 04 Madonna run?
Yeah.
So we're on. We had kind of asked what were some of your favorite runs to watch if that had changed. Is it still the Yanni run?
Yeah, I think it's just because back in 04, I was probably 12 years old, so I was, dreaming, eating, moto skiing.
Yeah.
So I remember when, that day or whatever, when Yanni did that round, and waking up the next day and go to skidbus.com and click on that.
You see that website?
Yeah. And then watch the run, and I, with the eye score and like looking at the judges, like Philo, like everywhere, between turns and 2.5, 2.4 in this jump. So I thought that was pretty special. I think so, because that's the round that made me dream the most. There's maybe other rounds that I like better. I just feel that one I tried to like imitate so much back home in Saint-Sauveur when I was skiing, like doing a cork 7 and trying to do as many twisters as I could on the bottom there. And, having like, when I was a kid, I wanted like in a full black suit with the white pad. It was like, he kind of looked like the Finnish ski suit and like 04 that year. So
Yanni used to get him in. Johan Gregoire, he used to get a lot of twisters into. I remember skiing at Boston.
Yeah.
Like
Travis
Cabral
with them 5 twist.
Okay. So journaling, do you still go through and talk about having the red book and like, do you still journal and kind of draw some of the courses and like, have any of your, I guess, routines kind of changed throughout? You've had that sports mental coach since 14, and have those routines changed at all? Are they still pretty consistent?
They're pretty much similar. I tweak some stuff here and there. I mean, I'm growing, and our conversation are growing as an athlete and life in general. But I still keep the red book all the time. Write my notes in, draw the course. I haven't done it for training, but I usually do it like after one day of official training. And it's kind of helping me just to, it's like a second training. Like I do my training, then I come back home and I do my stuff. I go to the gym, physio, and then I sit down. I draw the course. I have my videos on my phone. I can rewatch, and like I re-see it around like on my POV.
Okay.
And then I like try to understand my drift or the mistake that I did. Okay, like I have hard time with that. What can I do before to not anticipate, but like get in a better position to make sure I don't do those mistakes again? So it's just like keywords. Sometimes like I could show you one day, but it's just hard to. It's not hard to understand, but like it's funny the way I write stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's
supposed
like
to be for you though. It's not supposed to be for everybody else.
Exactly. So the goal is for me just to understand, and I go through it, and usually I wake up, I have breakfast the day of the event. I just open it, and I don't like read it. I just look at my eyes at everything, and if there's one spot that I know this is where I struggle a bit much, I just look at something and just write whatever it is, absorption, hips, ice, and I know exactly what it means for me in that position.
Yeah,
what I should do, or tiny stuff, but it works, I guess.
No, that it definitely works, dude. What was your what has been your most challenging course over your career? one specific or like a top three, top five of like courses that you remember being like, man, that was brutal. That was gnarly.
Obviously, Shiro is brutal. I think every time I've been there, I crash in the start in the training. Like I didn't get to the top, and I like crash. But I've always done pretty well there. I'd say a place where I'm still like I won 3 times there.
Yeah,
which people often forget because they say that in French and back noir means when it's something you can like conquer.
Sure. Yeah.
Like Lake Placid, because I've put myself in beautiful position, and it's a place where I don't know why I've been struggling with super finals. And it's just like I think there's 3 years that I've qualified first, final first, and super final 6. So they say Lake Placid. I don't know. It's even though like it's 2.5 drive from my house. It's fun because I can compete and go back in my bed after.
Right.
I don't know why I never really loved it there. But at the same time, it's a place where I have super great memories. I did a podium there with Gilbo in PA, and I thought it was pretty cool back in the days because these guys were in their 30s and I was like 18. And I think Lake Placid just because of the place. Always struggle with it, and I'd say I think a lot of people would agree with me with it.
Yeah, no, that's always like that's definitely the top. I would say most people's list. Have you always skied on ID1s?
But no, I was on K2 Cabrollers.
You were on the Brawlers.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, the yellow Cabrollers. I was maybe. When I was 14, I had like half of this season with the Cabrollers, and then switched to ID1s. It was 160 something. Can't remember the size exactly, but they didn't have juniors ID1.
Okay.
Back in the days, it was much harder to get. I feel.
Yeah, it was
like pretty complicated, and online shipping was not yet super popular. Right, so exactly. I remember my friends the first pair they ordered is. In a rack because it's all right in Japanese. It's like these ones, and my friend was like, "Okay, click," and it's pretty expensive ski. But it was since I'm 14, so I guess it's been almost 20 years I'm still with ID1. But I had also some Dynastar a bit younger, but that before the Cabriolas, the Twister, was it Twisters or whatever, something like that, or the Troublemaker for kids.
Right, yeah, Troublemaker, yeah.
And I had Dynastar throughout until when I was 8, it was some type of like orange skis with green in the back.
Yeah.
There was 2 dudes on the skis.
Yep.
I don't know if you've probably seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I remember those were like first one, then the Troublemaker, then the Cabriolas, then ID1s.
Which was the original Cabrawler, or was it the second top sheet? Was it the yellow one?
The yellow. I had 1 pair, but I was breaking a lot of the Cabriolas. Like I broke so many, and
it broke.
It's why I broke the white pair, the number 2 Cabriolas.
Yeah.
They're all like USA. I think the one
that was for 26. Yeah, that was for Torino. Yeah.
And these one I break in the middle of the season, and then I switched to ID1.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but there was a big difference because I remember skiing with the Cabriolas. I was used to them, they were probably in my forehead, and ID1 had to go like a bit longer.
Okay.
So I was like a bit nervous, like because I switched them in between 2, I was 14, but in between 2 races, and I had to like do a big jump. So
this is gonna go. That was hard when you were a kid too, and to the parents, right, to try to figure out. We wanted to be able to grow into the ski.
Yeah, exactly.
Choice, right? But all right, no, it's good. Okay, let's see. I think I've asked this before, but this was a few years ago. Maybe
let's do it again. Yeah, maybe it's changed.
Favorite run? Do you have my run of your or like a top couple? I know some I think the last time you said like some trading runs of yours.
Yeah, it's not just I have some trading runs that are pretty awesome. Mm-hmm. I have one day in Apex.
Yeah.
Training for 2018 Olympic Games.
Yeah.
Like I think I had like 5 run double 410 in a row with no mistake, going just 3 all out. Like that day, like I was gonna be tough to be like, my double full never been as hot as that, and the cork 10 was always like all in a row.
Yeah.
It was obviously super nice condition.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rob's talked about that.
Yeah.
It's like, dude.
Yeah, that day, I remember we were watching the videos and we were, Apex is a great course for confidence booster before going to whatever event. So that's why we obviously, like the last 2 Olympics we did are like our Olympic can there, and it's been like pretty mint. But I mean, there's some run that I like because the moment was cool.
Yeah.
Like when I beat like Deer Valley this year isn't my best friend of all time, but like for the condition, it was, getting pretty hard. The guys, a lot of guys were making mistake, and I did just backfold to 10. But in the moment, I knew I didn't think about it the top of the first, but I remember like crossing the line, and I knew I was, in a good position to win.
Sure.
But I knew I was beating it like a pretty big milestone.
Yeah.
So that's that one felt pretty special. And like at the moment before I watched the video, it felt awesome when I skied it. But when you look at it, it's Deer Valley. It's
Sure.
It's on the
lights.
it's
Special.
yeah. There's just so many. Like I feel like there's more like big moments. Like I mean, when I won the Olympics, like it wasn't the best run of my life, but it was a damn good run for those conditions.
Yeah.
And I like this year, like some duels, sometimes I look at my skin like, oh, that was sick. Again, this year when I know it wasn't the cleanest, but the way I skied, I missed my start against Walter in semifinal in Idre. And when I
just show the highlights of that.
and when I accelerate, like I tried to catch him up, and Walter's, you don't want to have a bad start against him because he's fast. And when you think you're going like you're accelerating, you think you go like at your top speed, and he keeps accelerating, and okay, and I gotta go for it and make that pass was pretty awesome. Too many runs to it. To tell it stuff, but I say in Apex that day that was probably the best like few runs I've done in a row where it was like okay,
Yeah. Really good spot.
yeah,
I'm good. Let's see. Yeah, Rob. I think he only had one that he showed. We were last year in Apex. We were up there earlier, and I got to hang out with Rob a little bit when he was there, and he showed me one of the runs, which was like, that was sick.
yeah, that's
Unreal. What else do we have on here? It's a good one. Do you still get scared?
yeah, I do. No, I was not scared. I still get nervous.
Right.
Yeah. But I think if the day I'm not nervous, it's not for me anymore. I mean, if I'm nervous, that means I care. Like I want to do well, so I do. Like I still have the butterflies. Like I'm not nervous where it's not pleasant.
Right. Sure.
Like when my girlfriend was giving birth, that was like a nerve that is not that fun, because I have no control.
Yeah.
Like but when you're in control, I like to get nervous. Scared. I say I was scared, not scared. Like in Idre when it was all icy and honey. But I did that to myself. I decided to go do double 410.
Yeah.
It was, you crashed. Could have hurt myself. I'm
sure.
I decided, I'm going to do double 410. Everyone's doing straight airs. It's a good statement.
Yes.
Little scared. But not really. If I do a 14, I'm not scared. If I do a double in the morning, I'm not scared. I'm got butterflies, but it's my decision. It's never someone going to tell me, you shouldn't do a 14. You have to do a 14. If my coach tell me that, I'm like, no. I'm just going to do it when I feel
right. When you really
when I want to do it. So I don't get scared.
So then the next question on top of that was, how do you deal with it? Or how do you deal with those nerves or being afraid or whatever else?
I guess, I trust my skills. And I feel
enough data to kind of
and I feel I'm like, especially like younger, I was like basically fearless. Like but now I'm intelligent. I don't want to hurt myself. I mean, sure, no one wants to hurt themselves. Right. So if it's in training and I feel scared, I just won't do it. I mean, it's not that, that important. It's, but in competition, I know myself, and I'm gonna be intelligent. I know I'm not gonna put myself in a dangerous spot.
Yeah.
And when I push, I know I'm there. Like in duo, I never go from going slow and okay, I go against someone, I go a lot. I practice it, and most of the time when I find the limit of the course, I'll pull out a few times, and then I know where I can go. And then once you do it a few times, and your eyes get used to it, and then again redo it. And it's the same with jumping,
Right.
Never gonna go and say, okay, I'm gonna do a double full and then on the turnbuckles. That's gonna scare me,
Sure.
I won't do that.
No, what motivates you?
Let's say my kid.
Yeah.
He motivates me. I mean,
Sure.
I'm the guy that's gonna put food on the table, and I mean, result-wise, I could retire tomorrow, and I'm more than pleased on my career with the results. But I still love the sport, and I know I've still a lot of me.
Yeah.
And still at the top of my game, and the feeling of winning, or skiing, and the feeling when you're just in the middle section and you're right in the right position when you're flying is amazing, and I'm not ready to let go of that. And when you have that feeling of skiing in the contest, especially, and crossing finish line is my favorite thing,
Right.
And I love you've done your job, you put the faith in the hands of judges, and then you wait, and it's just, I don't know, I think the feeling is fun, waiting for your score and winning, and I want to feel that at the highest level still for at least until 2026.
Yeah.
But I guess my son trying to balance my life, and it's super motivating, super fun to have not only mogul skiing in my life, but to have now my love family and
have it on the road.
On the road to be that's
Dude, that's so sick.
It's awesome. It's like a, as they say throughout that career, right? It's a whole new chapter, right? So it's got to bring, as you touched on earlier, like some freshness and everything to it, right? You get different chapters as you go through your career. You're now in this new exciting phase where they'll go out, perform, put food on the table, and everything else.
Exactly. And
one of you with Ruka, right?
Yeah. And if I told myself, I just have to think about him when I'm nervous at the top, and I think it's just gonna stop the nervousness.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, when I think about it, I'm like, who cares about mogul skiing? So just go out there and have fun. I'm sure, if he could talk, he would say that to me. So
right,
why
able to put everything in perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
What changes, if you could have any changes to mogul skiing, what would they be?
Changes?
Yeah. Although I guess I don't know if there'd be changes to the course, or changes you would want to see. Is there anything you would change?
Showcase.
Bring back the showcase.
Showcase is sick. Especially because we get to split the course. Course in finals back in the day was way sicker. That's why the run, sometimes you look at the good old videos, and then there's 4 guys going before, you can stay on your tip. Now we slip the course before finals, and it gets a bit better, but it's back to the original after 2 rounds of training. There was a format that I think a lot about. I think it would be cool is you do qualies like usual, end up 16 in the final, whatever, 20, the way you want. I think 16 is the perfect number.
Yeah.
Everyone goes, final 1. You take the top 6 or top 8 if you want to the super final. You go to super final, but your score is in your bucket.
Okay.
And then you're gonna see, because then the top 3, the guy that finished third might have his 3rd position from final 1. But you go do the super final and you get the score in your back pocket. So the guys that are, example, the top 6, the guy, the 6 goes first.
Mm-hmm.
He's 6 for sure.
Yeah.
But he's gonna try something different. or he's going to push to try to go up. And then it's going to be the same. But if everyone's not able to do it, you arrive to the guy that's second. He knows he's second, so he's pretty stoked, you know?
Yeah.
But he's like, I just got to beat that last guy.
Right.
So, what? I'm going to try that double full 214.
Right.
And if I land it, the guy after goes, he's second now.
Right.
He's got to try something.
Got to be able to try and be able to jump.
Or no one's able, last guy victory lap.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah.
I think that would be so cool.
That would be super cool. I would definitely be down to see how that would work out. Like, I feel like part of that with the super final has taken away some of that element where it used to just be 16 in the final.
Yeah.
You know that to go, like, you have it didn't happen often, but you had a few times where somebody went 16-1, 15-1 because they really had to blow the judges out of the water.
Yeah.
Right.
Or sometimes that guy that goes 16, he went like all out.
Yeah.
Pull a rabbit out of his ad. He's first.
Yeah.
Goes to the super final. He's trying it again, and it's not working.
Yeah.
But that day, that guy, like, he deserved the win. I mean, that was so awesome, you know?
Right. Yeah.
But then you protect his score. That run might not win, but it's going to stay on the podium.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. But I love the format right now because, I mean, you have to be consistent. You know, you get win qualities, final one.
Yeah.
You have the super final, and some guys stepped it up, and
It's I think the format definitely.
Yeah, and duels. I changed the duel. Go back to qualities.
Yeah.
Choose the course.
That'd be pretty good. I mean, do you think there's any way you'd be able to, like, even out the courses more? Like, I'm curious how, like you said, do that for the, like, because there's so much time in between. Because what was it, a couple of years ago where Valmalenko, was it the red course, was just like totally.
Oh, it was
It was like once.
Like I ended up winning that event, and I had to wait every time in the red. Every time in the red, I was in the red. I was like, all right, mate, it's okay if you don't win the duel, but just get to the bottom, put yourself in position. I was making mistakes like crazy, but I was always getting to the bottom, but the people were crashing against me. And the only thing that was good in the red was the start, and the top air was kind of sketchy, but you could go fast, I feel, at the top. So I was always trying to push and be ahead of the people.
Yeah.
And I made people blew out all day. And I got to the final in the red, and I was against Ikuma, and I was like, it's a podium, baby.
Yep.
Intro, like, I had a really bad crash. Yeah. That was gnarly. But yeah, I don't know how to even it, because if you say, okay, this morning, new course is dual, everyone ski the red, and in second session, everyone ski the blue. I don't know if it would work because people are getting more and more aggressive as they go through. I mean, it's fun when the course are even. Like, there's been a few of them this year. It's been super even, but
yeah,
there's always one side. I feel like it's a bit of an advantage.
It's a little bit faster or a little bit, No, it's hard to.
I mean, you gotta earn. I feel it's cool when you earn your like you choose the course today.
Yeah,
and it's fun also when you're like, okay, let's be strategic, and the guy that's first skis the red because we know that's the course he likes. So I'm gonna figure out the blue and go all the way in the blue. So you know you have your own course all the way, or you go, I'm gonna go red. But if he has a unfortunate mistake on the way, then you end up being the new I choose the course now,
right?
And I think it's cool.
Yeah, no, I always enjoyed that. I remember when they had that.
Strategically, it's good, and especially that now everyone is so used to go red blue. It would be even more even.
Yeah,
because I mean, if you're able to win a race with being bounced everywhere, I think it's a great way to be super strategic and have events that are way cooler.
Yeah. No, and it was, well, I remember it was funny, like, when they had that instituted for, like, nationals and some of those years, like, some of the team guys would, like, mess with, like, some of the other that were, like, just cold-blooded.
Yeah.
To say, like, all right, you ski, what course do you want to ski? Some little kid, like, I want to ski the blue course. Actually, I'm going to ski that course.
Yeah.
And I think they could do the other one. I heard that a few times. I'm like, oh, no, you go switch.
Yeah, the only thing I like about the new format is no one comes to you asking, in training.
Right.
I don't know, but look at me training. It's I'm always in the blue.
In fact, are you going to ski the blue course? No, I'm just waiting up. What are a couple of like your, I guess, not failures, but that you like mistakes or poor events or poor performances that like you would say you learned the most from? I feel like the successes, and you've had more than anybody, but with those successes, it's hard to almost learn as much from failures, right? You always learn way more from those big failures. Do you have any of those?
Yeah, well,
that stick out in your mind?
Obviously, there's the Calgary one because it was the beginning, and I know I can go quick about it, but I chat about it in the last time I was on with you. Calgary, I first woke up too excited, didn't do so well, and I ended up going in the top of the course to watch the second day final and look at Alex, Dale, and Gilbo was there, and just to see like the top guys, what they were doing at the top, because I felt like I just got too excited. There's cameras, game one cut, wow.
Yeah.
And just to see how focused and how different they are, the way they prepared. And I felt like they all had like a real purpose. They were there, when you're in the fairways, you're there to win.
Right.
Like it was cool to see. And I remember Dale being so relaxed at the top, and I loved that. And I loved the fearness, of whatever Alex had, at the top. Like you knew he was going to go for the win. And Dale was just a relaxed guy that was looking at the TV, listening to the score, walking, chatting with his coach. And you had the Gilbo, who was like the ultra confident guy, smiling and like, I'm going to destroy you guys, and I love watching that. And for me, that was a big turnaround because when I go back to the Noram, I remember being at the top of the course for qualies. I'm like, we're starting, to do something different now at the top. And I remember I was like, what works the best for me is to go watch the people and try to listen to the time, the score.
Mm-hmm.
And then I arrive in the game, I'm like, this is a competition.
Yeah.
Like, I understand what it is.
You opened up a whole new world.
Yeah. And I always been competitive since I'm a kid, but like I became like competitive but precise with what I do. And I won the 3 Norals in a row after. And I called back to World Cup. I went to Sweden. I think I qualified 4th in single, finished 15 because I'm trying to do the full 10 it was probably my first time or second time competing it. And I finished 4th in duels the next day. So then from there, I became like another person. I had changed in my skiing to, I just felt more confident at the top, less nervous, more enjoying competition. It's not that I didn't enjoy when I was a kid, but I just saw it differently. Like I was trying to ski and then, okay, I'm at the top and I just focus on my run.
Yeah.
That's it. And if that's good for me because I can have a good result. But now it's more like, okay, everyone's making a mistake at the top. So if I stay clean, I can be on the podium.
Right.
But like that year in the tournament was not the favorite. I ended up winning the tour. I think the Discos were probably the favorites right in there.
Yep. They were there.
So finally, me and Brad kind of step up.
Yeah. What was that, 2010?
Yeah,
2010? 09, but the Northern Files was Steve-O.
Yeah.
I think, right? Yeah. It's the last. Now Norham's all moved around, dude. It's like the same spots.
Yeah, I know, but back in the days, it was...
what, Killington? Or no, Stratton. I think it's been Stratton the last few years.
Stratton, Lincoln, Apex.
It was...
right.
Right after
Woke up,
Norham's back in the days was fun. It's a bit more...
I remember there was that one year they tried to do... do you remember the year they tried to do 5? They tried to do Rebel Soap?
Yeah, they got canceled. That was the year I won the...
Yeah,
Rebel Soap got canceled. It was right after the Olympics.
And they did Placid too.
But then Placid, there's only...
They made like a little bit more.
Because that year, the Val-Saint-Côme course was in the building. They were cutting the trees. It didn't exist.
Right, it was on the other...
It was... Because my first ever Norham was on the... Now called the
sport course.
Model. It used to be... I think they did groundwork. It's a bit easier than when we did Norhams. Maybe because we were starting pretty high. It was a good course.
Yes.
But...
I tell the kids that, they'll believe it. It's like, oh, no, they used to do it there.
Yeah, but now you can tell them they did groundwork because it's not as steep as it used to be. And you can say, because now they have the small course, but you can say the arm started at the trees up there. And it's
Trees like top jet, it's good. Right. Man, it's a little hay, yeah. Just do it up there. Well, dude, I really appreciate it. I know dad life.
Yeah, it's calling.
Around it. I really appreciate it taking time. And this year, it's fun. Total class act, my man.
Yeah, thank you, man. Always fun to listen to you. And
I appreciate it. Yeah. Great. Best of luck this season, and hope we watch it and cheering you on, dude.
yes, sir.
All right. Bye, everybody.